Alright people, the heat is on. Hello YouTubers, this is Anubifar. On the 26th of April 2024, there was an hour-long Star Citizen Live Q&A UI features. Here's what you need to know. Jared did the usual intro. Questions would be taken from chat. You had Gabriel, Bone, Zane, and Emily. Bone is the technical director for the UI on both games. Zane is UI programmer and designer. Emily is UI programmer focused on Star Map. And for some reason, Gabriel wasn't given a chance to intro themselves. Question 1 was, can we set a default zoom level for when we first open the star map? And the answer was yes, you can choose if the ship map or the star map is the default. And then they're talking about adding a quick binding key map to jump zoom all the way back to the ship map view. And they're planning to add the reverse binding of that in the future. They do plan to add search filters to assist navigating the list of POIs, but it's not currently being worked on. And with that, you might see filters like, I'd like to buy a ship, buy weapons, buy armor, buy foods, and they need to invest a bunch of time into that back end. Jared made the observation that even if a feature is complete for Squadron, that does not mean that it can just be plopped into the PU because there are many back-end differences between the two games. But then Zach did a double down and said that it is a two-way street where features needed for each game will drive the development in the other. Pinning a custom location on the map is intended to be part of the plan, but that'll only really be possible once meshing is fully addressed. And then the follow-up to that was, yes, we will eventually be able to share pinned icons. Chat wanted to know why the text was so holographic and difficult to read. And the answer was that they need to balance cool and usable, and then they went on for 14 minutes to explain why they decided to make it look the way it does and say that there are many challenges associated with making UI in Star Citizen that are not part of other games. They vowed to continue to iterate until everyone was happy, but then they spoke for another 10 minutes about why adding a drop shadow to the UI isn't always possible and isn't always the correct answer. They do feel that the current lens UI is the way forward. They said that contrary to popular opinion, simply adding colorblind support will not fix everything, and they are wanting to explore changeable font size. They agreed that they need to stop referring to the new building block tech as new because chat commented that the system has been discussed since all the way back in 2018. From now on, it'll be simply known as Building Block Tech. But then they immediately spoke about how the new version of Building Block Tech is actually being worked on now, and that's going to be known as New V2 version of Building Block Tech. So, New V2 Building Block Tech is also going to have an impact on mobiGlas and Knickknack apps. The topic of orc stuff was glossed over since 2016, and they announced that they have grand plans to add orc stuff into mobiGlas. HUD clutter will be approached in the future, quantum marker clutter will be approached in the future, and chat should be easier to read shortly. They're working on a new design for the coordinate and compass system. That's it. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.